What happens when the perfect world turns sour for our heroes? Will they ever manage to escape what the World Forger has built? Well, let's hop into the pages of Justice League issue number 23 and find out for ourselves, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, Superman is still trapped in a side dimension with a sun too far away to fully power him. He vows to do everything possible to escape and save his team, even if it means pushing himself to levels he never even thought possible before. Now, back with the rest of the Justice League, they're being rounded up on the super prison planet of Apocalypse, where a bunch of the different villains from this so-called perfect world are currently being housed. The warden of this place is all too familiar. It's Lois Lane, but not just any Lois Lane, as we discover this Lois was one of the World Forger's first creations. You see, the World Forger has run multiple different tests to try and create a world where injustice wins out over doom, and all of them have ended up going disastrously, and this poor Lois has had to watch multiple different versions of her husband and son die. In fact, the way this Lois puts it, Superman was always the holdout in all of these situations. His good moral compass wouldn't allow him to compromise at all. And in the end, it ended up dooming everybody. It should come as no surprise then that the World Forger has decided to send everyone away except for Batman, the king of compromise. Unlike all the other Leaguers who wanted nothing to do with the World Forger's rather macabre plan of eliminating everyone in the known universe who is predisposed by doom, Batman is keeping his ears open for this pitch. As the World Forger puts it, in many of his different scenarios, it always came down to Batman and Superman. They are very important to the universe, don't you know? It's why they have dimensional imps and no one else seems to. The World Forger also says that unfortunately they're working against a hell of a ticking clock right now, and they better make up their mind on a course of action or soon before the cosmic judges, aka us the reader, gets so displeased with the story and the direction of the universe he will be forced to hammer on the anvil of crisis once more. I do love the imagery of every time a crisis happening, the World Forger hitting a big cartoon-sized anvil. Now, seeing as they're locked up, the rest of the Leaguers have plenty of time to debate the merits of what the World Forger is trying to do. Again, most of them are against it. But sadly, none of them really have a better option either. Salvation for our heroes comes in the form of this world's Hawkwoman and Martian Manhunter kid, the one who helped them originally. It's this kid who serves to reinforce just how dark and twisted the World Forger's means to an end actually are. Keep in mind, this kid is a super empath, and whenever all of those people died in these scenarios, he felt it psychically. And when the kid finally chooses to tap into all that anger and sadness he's been storing up inside him, he basically goes supernova. This is good because it lets all the heroes out of their cages, but also bad because it lets the villains out too. And these golden oldie villains don't know the difference between this world's Justice League and any other, and because of that they choose to get revenge on them for years of solitary confinement. Now, the heroes know they're on an alien planet, so there's probably ships that take people to and from. Unfortunately, when they go looking, fighting their way to them, there's none to be found. Help comes once again for our heroes, but it's the last people you would ever suspect. It's the Legion of Doom, a lot older and a lot worse for wear now. It seems they have no place in this perfect world and have somehow managed to avoid getting arrested, and because of that, they want to help the heroes. And wait a minute, who's piloting the ship for this motley crew, and why does he have such a familiar voice? Oh, because it's Darkseid, of course, a blind Darkseid, who they also let drive. You know, it's weirdly comforting to know that old age is the worst for everybody, whether you're a human or you're a new god. Now, over with Batman, it's the ultimate crunch time for his decision. Will he move the sun, forever trapping Superman in this pocket dimension, but in doing so giving his world and his friends the best fighting chance, or will he choose to save his friend, even though doing so could end up dooming everybody? Batman says he only wishes he could have talked to Superman first before eventually moving the sun. Superman, not even aware of this betrayal, does say that he refuses to give up hope and that he will push himself as far as it takes to get back. And so that was Justice League issue number 23, everybody, and once again, Scott Snyder continues to bring the hits. The more we learn about this alternate cracked mirror universe that the Justice League are hanging out in right now, the more interesting it actually becomes. I'm also really liking the characterization on the World Forger. It would be really easy just to make him another mustache-twirling villain, and yes, he does want to do something truly monstrous, but at the same time, he's seen our heroes fail multiple times in his simulation. Snyder also offers up some great mechanics in this issue about how your standard crisis starts and what that means to the more cosmic god level characters. In fact, there were a lot of times when this story felt very pleasantly Morrison-y. Ultimately, I would give this one an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyable stuff.
I'm Cape Joel, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, you know what? If you're in the market for a good comic book trade, might I recommend using my link down in the description? That's right, through Book Depository, not only will you get an amazing deal and not have to pay for shipping and handling, but anything you buy via my Book Depository link actually goes to support me in the channel. So you win, I win, everybody wins, right? And until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you for watching, and I will be continuing to make comic content that smacks of greatness. Bye-bye.